What's going on, GDQ? Welcome to this wonderful afternoon. My name is Woadyb, and I am running Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. You may have seen me a year ago on this very stage running FF7 Rebirth. It's a bit of a shorter run here. It was a 6-hour run. This is only an hour 20. And then will like my couch like to introduce themselves?
Absolutely. Sorry, I'm just vibing to the amazing house music here. My name is Queuety. I'll be commentating for this run. I am also a runner of Ninja Gaiden Ragebound.
All right, well, let's get right into this thing. I'm gonna sit back, kind of focus on the run here. It's a pretty intense going run, so I'm gonna let my commentator do a lot of heavy lifting here for a bit, and I'll jump in when it feels right. But time's gonna begin when I select the new game file. So without further ado, let's count it down. And 3, 2, 1, go!
Awesome. So this game has several tutorial levels. We were actually talking about this during practice.
It's like 5?
Yes.
4
so this
5.
is, we are actually not playing as a main character right now. This is the head of the clan here going on a little secret mission that he didn't tell anyone about. So right now we only have about half of our moveset. We're learning how to jump and slash and do all those fun things. So while we have about a minute before we get to the real first tutorial, one thing we discovered while we were practicing is none of us remember the names of any of the bosses. I looked them up last night. I still don't remember them. They're very generic demon names, and Ninja Gaiden's not really known for its lore. So what we want to challenge you to, donations, is give us your best, your funniest, your worst boss names, and we will call the bosses by those names. And as an added bonus, as if anyone cares, I will rename my splits in the honor of any of those donations. So just let us know what you've got. We'll have a new boss every 2-3 minutes. Some of them will repeat a couple of times. And very nice ledge clip, well done. That kills more runs, at least for me, than almost anything else. It's 20-something seconds into the run, but it is very precise to land on that ledge. And if you don't, you fall right back down. Now you're gonna see that we are deboosting through a lot of stuff. We do have a very forgiving health bar when it comes to the individual levels. And if you fall off, you do not die. It's not an instant death, anything like that. But we will have, in exchange, very, very difficult and precise boss fights because of an item we will pick up later. This is a room where you have to kill all the enemies. They do spawn in a given order. We know what those are, so we just go right through them. And then, so a lot of these first couple, this level in particular has been run probably tens of thousands of times because it's the first level. It's very, very highly optimized. Everyone will get within plus 1 or 2 seconds of each other, depending on a couple of things. And then we will get into the real meat and potatoes of the game. The next tutorial level is the ninja base, and we're gonna meet a fan favorite. I think you all will recognize him. And we're gonna learn some new abilities and some new movement tech. So there's our boy Ryu here, and he's challenging us to go through his obstacle course to prove we are a legitimate ninja. Now, we are getting something that's called the guillotine boost. That is one of the main differences in this game, one of the main benefits, and what makes this such an exciting speedrun is we can do a guillotine boost on pretty much anything in the game, including hazards, obstacles, fire, spikes, you name it, we can do it. And that was a guillotine boost. Basically, we jump, we spin, and we parry off of whatever there is. We are doing kind of a manipulation here with the ledge to try to save a little bit of time. Oh, we're gonna do the back up here. So these ledges are very difficult to grab and flip up, just like we did there. And then we try to guillotine off of pretty much anything in the game. We do get height, we do get a little bit of speed, if I remember correctly. Everything in the game here does have an actual hitbox. That includes enemies, so we cannot touch anything without getting hurt, including bosses. Now, if you notice, we have a sword. It's not very long, so we will be pretty much in the danger zone the entire run. What we just learned about there is hypercharge, the other main differentiating mechanic for this game. There are 2 of them. They're blue, which is the only one we have right now, and then we'll get a pink one later. Hypercharge you can get 2 ways, by killing enemies or items or objects or whatever that are glowing blue, and you have to do it with your sword, or you can spend a little bit of your health to do it. So you see we're at half health now because it takes 10, 20%, whatever, to hypercharge. And we'll be using that to manipulate our health throughout the run. So here we have to learn about how to use hypercharge so we can kill the little ones with just a sword slash, but we have to kill the big ones with the hypercharge. And the reason we are kind of wasting some of our health on purpose is we're gonna have to do a quote-unquote boss fight at the end of this. You can win this boss fight, but it is very slow, and there's really no point in doing it. So we are gonna intentionally lose it and go into this checkpoint with as little health as possible. Now, every checkpoint does heal you, but it does not heal you all the way. So you see there, we got about half of our life left. We're gonna intentionally take down our life as much as possible and try to get a quick death here. And are we gonna get, yes, we get a Zuna dropped. And so that is the intentional ending for that. And now we get into real first level. This level is one of my favorites. You're vibing out, demons are everywhere. One thing you will notice is while we are very much like classic Ninja Gaiden, NES Ninja Gaiden, there are a lot of enemies everywhere. We can fit way more enemies and hazards and things on the screen than you could have ever imagined 30 years ago. For this level in particular, we will be collecting these little scarabs. This is one of the currencies of the game, and it will let us buy an item that will be very key for the rest of the run. And we're only going to buy that one item. Now here we're going to do sort of a little skip to avoid going over the right side there. But this run very much becomes how much can you roll through, how much can you guillotine charge, how much can you, or guillotine kick off of, and how much can you just avoid damage. But we will be intentionally taking some deboosts. So for example, you can go through some of these fires. Not a big deal. You want to take some of these boosts. Now one thing that has changed over the length of the run is originally this game came out with something called hit stop, meaning if you did one of the parries, the game would kind of do a freeze frame, and it's super cool. But it did make things very inconsistent and a lot slower. The developers noticed, and they thankfully gave us an accessibility option to turn it off, which is what really turned this into a great speedrunning game. Because as you see how many parries we're doing, imagine if the screen froze every time we did that. It was quite interesting, but yeah, we are almost to the first boss. So if we have any donations with boss names, let's see what's winning out. Or if you have several, I will pick one.
Alrighty, I did want to let folks know that we have blown past the halfway point for the Wear the White Lady Mask incentive for Lies of P. We are at nearly $11,000 of the $20,000 that we need, so keep that going, everyone. Thank you for that. Oh my gosh, and I just got a very, very timely donation. Here is $950 from Joe Musashi.
Very nice.
Very nice.
With the message, it's a good year to be a ninja.
It is absolutely a great year to be a ninja. In fact, the team kind of described last year as the year of the ninja. So it's very similar with the IP. We had Ninja Gaiden Black 2, or Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, and Ninja Gaiden 4, and of course Ragebound. And for people who are fans of ninjas outside of this game, we did also get a new Shinobi game, and I'm sure there was many others. But yes, 2025 was an incredible year for the ninja. Last chance for any boss names, because here is our first boss.
Here we go. $25 from Brass Shadow. How about Bossy McBossface for a
I
boss
was waiting
name?
for that one. It's Bossy McBossface. Let's go.
Let's give it up for Bossy McBossface. Look, they clearly look like one, right? They look like a Bossy McBossface.
And they are kind of the gatekeeper boss. This is the first one that really makes you kind of entertain and play with a lot of the mechanics. So you'll see there's hypercharge. You'll see there's things for you to parry off of. We will see this boss again. So this is kind of the first gatekeeping boss, and then we'll have a real fight with them in a little bit. Now after this, we can't before this, we can't manipulate our health to get a bonus, but next time we see them, we will have a bonus where if we are, I believe, less than 30% health, we will do 75% bonus damage. Now you can imagine a speedrun, 75% bonus damage is quite a bit, but it does mean if we take even one hit sometimes, we will wipe and have to restart the fight. So a lot of this comes down to micro-spacing. It comes down to precision and perfection, and that's what makes it such an interesting run. But the game itself is actually, despite looks, is actually very forgiving. So a lot of people can pick this up, get into it right away, and then you could start speedrunning this tomorrow and probably get like a 130 or 140, and then the process of grinding it down from there is where the real fun comes in. But it's the definition of easy to learn and basically more borderline impossible to master. Now these spike parries are incredible and incredibly hard to do. They may or may not be like pixel perfect or close to it. Here is our talisman. So now we will get a bonus anytime we are very, very low on health, and we will be using that to our advantage.
One menu we do in the whole run.
Yes, the only menu in the entire run, which is another reason this game is so awesome. You just get to vibe to techno house music and kill a bunch of demons and rival ninja clans and whatever the fire skull hits are that you see everywhere. Now this section is very precise on the platforming. You'll notice that Woadyb is doing a roll every time he leaves the ledge. Now that allows you to maintain some of that momentum into your jumps. So whenever you can, a lot of the times you'll be doing rolls. Now, when you do that, you lose a little bit of distance on your jumps. So it can't be done on every ledge all the time. That is something I have learned very painfully over the last year that I played this game.
Same.
But as you can see, a lot of the times, it's definitely faster. And then here, we're going to be, one of the great things is there are a lot of intentional and unintentional skips where we can do things like that by just bouncing off enemies. All the screens are connected. And so if you are able to get across the barrier, you are now in the other screen. And a lot of times, we can manipulate the enemies like the skull there to allow us to jump into the next screen. Pretty soon we're going to be meeting, I think it's the CIA or the FBI. Those are some fun friends of ours. So these are very tight. They move back and forth, and they actually move about the same speed we do. So if they start moving away the same time that you jump, you will not catch them. So it is a very tight timing. I have died here almost did it again.
Yep. Almost let it happen again.
They will troll you 100% of the time. If they can, they will.
Jonah?
Absolutely. Donations any and every time you want to.
Lovely. Here's $25 from Faulty Sage.
Oop.
My favorite boss fight is the guy who decorated his cozy extra room with lots of imagery of Japanese secretive martial arts. He's in the Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, there
that took me a second. All right, there's our friend from the federal government. They think they are the only ones that can control the demon invasion, and they are trying to take advantage of us. Here you'll see we are getting rid of our health, so that as we go into Bossy McBoss phase here, we will be right on the knife's edge the entire time. And now you can see there's a little bit of fire in the floor. The moveset is fundamentally very similar, but the added challenges, you can see the spikes in the top right. They escalated in subtle different ways, and if you play in hard mode, it gets even more ridiculous. I do not recommend hard mode. I cannot beat it myself, so if you can, more power to you. And we are almost done here with, very close. Gotta take that safe.
Yeah. Oh, actually, nope, that was on me.
Okay.
It happens.
Like
the risk of low HP strats.
Like I said, we are always on the edge. The fireball does a little bit less damage than if we had touched the boss, so it was just enough that we were able to survive. But that AoE does take up about probably 3/4 of the screen. And Woadyb usually kills this boss so quickly and so easily, I doubt he's seen that move in a while.
Yeah.
Only 8K on the Wear the White Lady Mask incentive.
Very nice. And
Right. Had to go a little slower there to make sure we didn't take another L there.
But you're still able to finish in the cycle. So every time he flies across, basically, you lose 5 to 10 seconds. So being able to do it on that basically last hit there was excellent. And that is the end of Bossy McBoss face. We will have another one. She is kind of a lady beetle thing that shoots lightning. We'll see her twice throughout the run. So if you want to give any thought to naming that one, do let us know. This is Kumori. This is our second character. She's part of the evil spider clan. As you may know from the Ninja Gaiden lore, they don't necessarily get along with our other clan members. So we are learning her moveset here, and she basically throws kunai everywhere. She has a range attack, whereas Kinji is very, very much close range. And so with her, and some of these things, they are relatively pixel perfect, but you may have seen Woadyb just did a roll off of the electrified floor. You can do that if you are just perfect on the timing there, so very well done. And you can see the enemies and the obstacles are escalating the further we get into the game. So now we've got machine gun turrets, we've got skulls, we've got axe throwing. So that little symbol there, the blue symbol, that is how we can get some health. So every now and then you will see those throughout the levels, and they can serve as a bit of a health and safety pickup. These enemies with the fire and the shields, naturally you can't hit them while their shields are up, so you usually just roll through them. But we can spam kunai so quickly because of a couple of different strategies we have. We can do stutter stepping and some things to basically throw the kunai at more or less twice the speed than you're supposed to be able to. And so by doing that, we are able to blast through some of these enemies. This section is actually a maze, so you're supposed to go you have multiple directions on either side. Sometimes you can go up, sometimes you can go down, left, right, etc. You're supposed to basically be trying to figure out where is the next progression point, where is the next button. So we hit a button and we skipped the cutscene. There are a lot of cutscenes in the middle of the level. We skip them so fast that if you haven't played this game, you don't even know there's a cutscene, which is incredible. We're just going to go right through here. Now this level is kind of teaching us that enemies are more than just enemies. They are also ladders. They are also things that will help us get through things. So we are supposed to be jumping off of these enemies and doing a guillotine boost. We're not. We're just going to take the pixel perfect rolls because, you know, that's how Woadyb rolls, literally and figuratively. Yes, I got a laugh out of him with that. We do have about 20 seconds until our next boss or so, if we have another name.
You got it. I'm going to give you two. You can pick your favorite.
All right.
$25 from Valerno. Greetings from the audience. Donating $25 to call the next boss, Parkour. Or $10 from Easy Archer. My boss name suggestion comes from a P-51 Mustang I saw at an air show as a kid, and I thought it would be an awesome name for a video game bad guy. Moonbeam McSwine.
She shoots moonbeams. I'm sorry. Parkour can be the next one.
All right, Moonbeam McSwine, we're fighting right now.
Yeah, Moonbeam McSwine. This one works really well because she shoots lightning and she does do Kamehamehas in a later episode. So Moonbeam McSwine here is going to do a couple of... that doesn't matter. We had enough health. And we're doing a little bit of stutter stepping there to maximize our damage. Now, this boss fight has gone through a couple of iterations. As you can tell, it's a bit of an RNG fest as to... That's all right. As to where the boss will fly and to run. On earlier patches, we could stun loop this boss. So some people, myself included, do down patch the game because you can stun loop this boss on earlier patches. But the strategy was so prevalent, pretty much everyone, casuals included, had figured it out, and the developers were like, that is not how you're supposed to play this game. It's supposed to be really hard and unfun. So that's how we're going to be doing it. And so we're going to basically go through the same cycle here. She does have some different attacks that we may or may not see based on how quickly we go through here. And then so far so good. And she's going to dive across the screen again. And then now it doubles. So it does a really good job of teaching you the mechanics. It'll do one dash, and then now it's two dashes and just mixes you up. Very well done. That was tight. You may have seen there was a lightning bolt coming down. That was a YOLO strat right
Calculated. I knew it was coming. I wasn't worried.
Okay, what was it? Moonbeam McSwine?
Moonbeam McSwine.
Well, she will come back.
Moonbeam McSwine will return.
And
in Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah, she will do a lot more moonbeams and McSwines a little bit later. This is going to be a little bit of an auto-scroller. There are a couple of these. We're going to hop on this bike. There is not a ton going on here. There's nothing we can do to speed it up, and there's actually... In the second half of this, there is a slight risk of death, but more or less this section, the next minute or so, is pretty clean and straightforward. So time for all the donations in the world.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting to hear. I love hearing that every time. We did have another suggestion that I think was for that last boss. It was $5 from Chloe for boss name, Lady Nope. Which I'm pretty on board with. I'm getting word that our tech team needs to help us a little bit on the back end here, so we're going to take a very short break. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back. Which means you'll all be here with me. It's, as always, lovely to have you here watching Awesome Games Done Quick 2026 here in Pittsburgh, PA. Thank you to this $1,000 donation from JH Concept Art. Hey y'all, this is Justin from JH Concept Art, formerly Night Strider. I wanted to throw in something to help kick cancer in the butt and to really thank the prize wizard / Sent himself for using his wizardry to get my painting to the event safely so it could be a prize. I was afraid the oil wouldn't dry in time, XD. Vivi is best boy. Much love to the GDQ staff, volunteers, runners, and just everyone in general. Let's get that Bonanza bonus. Thank you so much, JH, for both your incredible art that you're contributing and that lovely $1,000 donation. We're currently listening to some fantastic Zelda tunes. If you're enjoying those Zelda tunes, you might also enjoy our ongoing bid war for which blindfolded Zelda game Bubsia is going to be playing later today. I can announce that Ocarina of Time has taken a slight lead at $1,220, only $30 over Majora's Mask. So if any Majora's Mask's fans want to roll back the clock a bit and make sure that it takes the lead again, all you need are a few dollars sent to the Prevent Cancer Foundation at gdq.gg/donate. Or you can avail yourself of the Twitch charity tool if you are on Twitch right now. Check out that donate to charity button that is beneath your stream where the subscribe button would normally be, and donate to the Prevent Cancer Foundation. It can be any amount up to or down to $1. Make sure you also authorize the Twitch extension with that little crosshair, because that will let you apply your donation to an incentive. He's the leader of the bunch. You know him well. He's finally back tonight if we can get this Bonanza bonus game. We still need a little bit over $100,000 to get Bonanza onto the schedule for this evening. So if you want to see Donkey Kong Bonanza and punch deep down into the world, well, let me tell you, go to gdq.gg/donate. The great news about a milestone is that everything you send towards the Prevent Cancer Foundation is gonna help with that bonus game. So pick your favorite bid war, or perhaps the ongoing Wear the White Lady Mask incentive for Lies of P, and you too can help us unlock Donkey Kong Bonanza. Thank you so much to Sari for this $250 donation. They say, yeah, thank you. They say, good morning, GDQ, trans rights. Thank you to Mr. Popo for this $25. I don't have a boss name, but I take umbrage at the suggestion from the commentator that the NES Ninja Gaiden games were 30 years ago. My creaking bones are confident the NES came out only a couple years ago. Thank you so much, Mr. Popo. And thank you so much to our tech team. We are returning you to Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, run by the one, the only, Woadyb.
All right, thank you so much. And we're back. I guess I'll count us down to restart the clock and we'll just keep at it. So with that said, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Now, for those who are not as familiar with being at the event at GDQ, this is actually my first event live. An army of amazing tech workers came across the stage and looked at everything for us. So we really do appreciate all of the work that goes on behind the scenes from not just the tech team, the staff, the hosts, the volunteers, the runners, commentators. I'm a little partial to them right now. But everyone who is here is so amazing, so helpful. We definitely have to shout them out. And we have to shout out this train. This train is is not a boss, but look at who is driving it. Now, technically, if we're not careful, I'm not sure about on this patch, but if we do guillotine boost a little bit too high and end up above the train, we will instantly die. It has happened to me a few times, so I stopped doing guillotine boost in this section. But like I said, we are not at any risk of dying, and the little light there, we do not need to stay in it or do anything with it. It's just there. It's funny. These little blue skulls are collectibles. They are basically just for points and for unlocking secret levels. There are secret levels and missions and things you can do in this game. We're not going to do any of them, but they are really fun. So if we collect a skull, we collect it. Sometimes it happens. They're often in our way. Same thing with the talismans, the scarabs, but they don't actually really help us that much. Here, we are basically jumping over some of these blockades and killing some of these enemies. The only spot with a risk of death on this level is there will be gaps that we have to jump over. They are very, very relatively straightforward to jump over, but sometimes, every now and then, the game might eat an input or something. You never know. So when you see the pink across the entire side of the screen there, that means a jump is coming. We get a nice little ramp. We get to do like an escape from LA type thing. It's really cool. But we're going to keep going. We will... No, we don't have a boss at the end of this. I was going to say we will kill ourselves at the end of this, but we do not have a boss at the end of this. And then we will have another tutorial section. So this is our third tutorial, or yeah, if we count the base, if we count this as part of the base. But so we've been through 3 tutorials. We will have our 4th after this, and then I believe we are out of tutorials finally.
I want to say that is correct, yes, because story-wise, what's going to happen here in a little bit is we're going to, I guess, be kind of put into like a near-death state, and the only way for Kumori and Kinji to survive is to basically merge as one, is what's going to happen. So now we're going to take both characters and they're going to combine into one character, and then we're going to use their skill sets collectively. And so this tutorial stage is having us understand how to do that or how to merge. So Kinji becomes the main body and Kumori becomes like the spiritual guide to help to keep us alive, basically, because we were both on the brink of death.
The other thing we are learning here is how to use spider weapons. There are a lot of spider weapons throughout the game. You unlock them through getting the collectibles and the points, and you saw there was a score screen. You saw there was challenges at the end of the level. There are little things like that. We are only pretty much going to be using this kunai. It is essentially the best one and the easiest to get because you start with it. When you hit these little pink symbols, blue is for health. You can see in the top left, blue is our health. When we hit the pink ones, we get a little bit more of the spider weapon energy or whatever it's called. And now we have 2 different hypercharges that we have to balance. And sometimes we need one over the other. So you see here, we can get a pink one, but we can just do this and skip that whole little section. And then soon we'll have to start choosing, do you want blue or do you want pink? Here, it doesn't matter which color we use. Now, to get the ones different colors, we have to use the corresponding weapon. So now we have the blue one, and see, we killed the pink one there and did not get it, but then we used the kunai to get the pink one. This is our Ragebound art. Again, these are different things that you can unlock and get different versions of the Ragebound art. We're not going to do that either. Nice skip. What we're learning here is she can come out of our body and be basically our little spirit friend and help us unlock different buttons and doors and things that we wouldn't otherwise be able to do. Now, when she does that, she has a certain amount of health. There is a timer above her head. On a couple of these points, we do stretch this timer awfully close. Let's see what we get here. Nice. So that is a bug. You're not supposed to be able to do that, but it is sick when you do it. It's not quite pixel perfect. You're getting close.
It was really close to the HP.
Yeah, so we skipped one of the HP things above by doing that teleport, and so we got really close on getting that last one. But you will see that we will be playing at the edge for all of this as you do in a speed run.
Yeah.
And of course, ignoring the challenges. If we get them, great. If we get a good score, great. But it doesn't matter. In fact, you actually want a lower score because it will move the screen just slightly faster. But whatever score we get is what we get. This is the Perilous Descent. When this game came out, there was a speedrun.com challenge only for this level. And so speedrunners all around the world have run this level thousands of times. It is incredibly, incredibly, incredibly difficult. We are over the top of a pit basically the entire level. Now, this first chunk funk is not nearly as bad as what you're going to see on the last screen. But all of these things, if we fall in, we go right back to the checkpoint. So we're going to be taking these relatively carefully, but this section is relatively optimized, and then it's going to get extremely scary and a little bit RNG later on. Now, if you know me, you know I like things that are perilous, so I happen to appreciate that they did this level as a challenge and didn't make people run the entire game. But we're going to intentionally be taking all of these deboosts. You can see our health is quite low now, but that's okay because now we get it right back. So oftentimes it is faster to fall through the spikes or to otherwise deboost like this, and then we are guillotine boosting off of that so that we can get back up. Woadyb making it look easy. This is not an easy level, friends. Now we're going to go back into this. We are going to do not quite a skip here, but we are going to play this a little bit more dangerously than maybe you're supposed to. You see, we intentionally skip that health because we want Kumori to die here. Hopefully you got enough. The fastest way to get out of that is to let her die. This is the first appearance of our next boss. He's just coming to say hi. It is a giant snake thing. So as you're thinking about that, in about a minute or so, we will have a giant two-headed snake boss. Get your names in now. And if not, it will be named Parkour. That is going to be the default. Audience always has dibs. So here we are going to keep doing this. We're going to basically guillotine boost off anything we can, and we are going to get to the scary part really soon here. But for right now, you can see the number of enemies is increasing. Some of the enemies have projectiles. Some of them are on the ceiling. Some of them are hopping. And so you really need to know exactly what they're going to do, where they're going to do it. We don't want to get on the zip line. That is slow. And we're just going to keep going.
Here's another boss thing you can consider if you'd like. $5 from Chloe for the snake boss, specifically Nope and Rope.
Nope and Rope? I love it. Let's do that.
Honestly, I mean, it's a double snake. I mean, you know, one's nope and one's rope.
But if you want to challenge nope and rope, you have about 30 seconds. This section is wild. So now you have the fish that are jumping out. You have the eyeball guys. Like I said, I don't know any names. And soon we're going to have some bats. And these bats will fly up and down. And where they shoot their fireballs and how they shoot their fireballs is a little bit random. And we have to react to that because if we end up having to get hit or deboost through something off of a ledge and we fall in the water, that is a death. Stuff like that happens. So this section is absolutely wild and incredibly difficult to optimize. You got it? You got it? I'm just going to shut up, actually. You're okay?
Yep. I'm just going to take this a little carefully to avoid an unnecessary death right at the end.
All right, and here is apparently Nope and Rope.
Fantastic job there.
So we are basically doing the same thing. We are lowering our health as much as possible. Lowering your health does increase, I believe, the kunai damage as well, but recent patches have made it not affect the Ragebound art. So we're just going to plow as much damage as we can, and usually we finish with the Ragebound art. On some bosses, we will... Yes, please clap. Please clap. On some bosses, we will save the Ragebound art to stun them, but oftentimes it is faster to end with it. That was excellently done. Now we have our first, let's call it open world. We have a selection of 3 levels we can go to. This one is my favorite of the 3. We will have a donation question for one of them later on. That will be a secret for now. But this is the construction section. This section has been done and rerouted and changed over the last year or so because there are some really cool skips. A couple of them are incredibly dangerous. So we're going to see some of those. These enemies are a little different. You can see now there's rock guys with shields, and we're going to bounce off this enemy to skip Kumori's section. I'm sorry, Kumori, it is not your time to shine just now. These skulls will follow us the entire way. They are still behind us. There is no screen transition Castlevania type thing. They're following us right now until we get over here. Now they're gone. But they will follow you the entire level, and that will be super helpful later. We're just going to keep skipping stuff because that's how we go. And you can see a lot of things are now throwing more things. They're diving at us. That guy has an axe. It's a vibe. And also the music. The music is incredible. So I'm getting the best seat in the house to just listen to the techno and watch this. But we're gonna keep this is a little bit of a skip using the skull that followed us from very far away. And we're just gonna keep going here. We have about 30 seconds until we get to the dangerous skips if we want to slip anything in.
You got it. We've got Woadyb Adoration from all parts. Here's $35 from Matrimony. Woadyb is my goatee bee. Thank you for being an amazing and awesome person. Good luck on the run.
Here comes Moonbeam McSwine doing Moonbeam stuff.
Let's hear it for Moonbeam McSwine, everyone.
Whoever came up with that name, it could not be more perfect. I think the lasers are coming up from the water or down. No, they're going down and then back up. But so this section is a little tough because you are expected to hide behind the pillars and kind of take this one step at a time. We ain't got time for that. So we will deboost through most of Moonbeam. Moonbeam McSwine. I'm sorry, I can't keep a straight face. But if it does hit us while we're in the air, sometimes it can end up knocking us out of our jump, and it can result in a death. So sometimes we want to be like we were there, very careful not to be in the air when the Moonbeam comes. So now we are almost at the end of this section, taking it safe here, and we got a little, these are, you can see there's cracks in the cement. We can knock down some of these pillars. We will see Moonbeam McSwine in just a little bit. She'll be back. But here is where the difficult skips are going to start. This little section here is incredibly tight, and we have to manage our health very carefully through that. Up here at the top, we are going to lure an enemy over, and we're going to use that plus a deboost to get through those spikes you see on the ceiling. And there we go. Very perfect, textbookly done.
Beautiful.
And we have full health. We have full health for this next skip, which is going to involve just taking a whole lot of barbed wire to the face. This is the barbed wire skip where we are just going to do this to skip the elevator section, and we're going to lower the skulls up. Very nice.
Incredible!
And then we still have, I believe, one more little skip coming up here. We're going to just, again, eat spikes to the face. This is why I say the game is a little bit forgiving, but we do need this health. And here are all our skull friends. Yes. All three of those combined, you can see how close and how tight that health was getting because we are deboosting everything. Woadyb did that exceptionally well. That is not something I can do that cleanly all the time.
Y'all, let's hear it for Woadyb, the actual ninja.
That was literal perfection. Our little bat friends here, gargoyles, harpies, whatever they are not supposed to be there. They are bugged out because of how fast we went through that level and all of the little skips we did. Those fireballs cannot actually reach us if we are all over. They can, actually, it seems like, in this patch. They will follow us and keep shooting at us, but they are not going to actually like catch up. They are just glitched in the background. Here is, I believe, the last time we will see Moonbeam McSwine, the third time. It's going to be a lot similar to the first fight we saw, except now we have a sword instead of Kumori, and there are a couple of additional attacks. But we're going to do what we did before, which is use these hypercharges to lower our health. And now we are bouncing on top to try to do a little bit more damage while we were there. Oh, that was close. Very nice. And now you can look at that health. Look at the health on the top left. That is what we were playing with. And then you're baiting out. It's okay.
Poor timing.
So this is the new attack. We have to hide from the moonbeam as the lasers come or the lightning comes down. Now we hide behind the moonbeam, and now we have half the health, and we're going to do that cycle again. But again, look at our health, and remember, this boss has a hitbox. If we touch the boss, Woadyb will die. It's okay. I think everyone can see and appreciate how incredibly difficult this fight is. So if you don't guillotine boost at the right point on that jump above their head, you will touch the boss and the boss will kill you. Which when you have a sword, you can see the sword is maybe, I don't know, a foot long, whatever a sword is. It is incredibly tight. And if you think this is the most RNG boss, it is not. We will have a little ball of tentacles. It does actually not have a name. I looked it up on the wiki. So whoever wants to name a giant ball of tentacles, you know, you can get ahead of that. We won't see it for like 20 minutes, but it will be there. And we're doing this section again. So we're going to dodge the lightning, and then that boulder was all the way on the other side of the screen.
Yeah, current patches made this fight a lot more dangerous.
Yes, so in older patches, and one of the reasons that I still down patch is because of how difficult these fights are when you have, and now it's 3 slashes, when you can't do the stun loop. Now the downside to down patching like I do is the game is a little less stable. It will soft crash if you spam through some of the menus too fast or do some of the other text. So it's kind of a give and take. And we're almost done here. But Moonbeam McSwine is a very angry little beetle.
Goodbye, Moonbeam.
Goodbye, Moonbeam.
Yeah, went for a slower strat there.
here we go on to the next store. You can see we're just, next store. I was looking at the menu, next level, and we ignore the store. So this is one of my favorite levels. It's a very fun one to play. We've got basically samurais who are sticking out these tridents, these pikes. I'm not quite sure what they are. And then we have a lot of the Medusa head type enemies, if you're familiar with Castlevanias. There's going to be a lot of jumping, a lot of climbing. There's going to be some skips. We have basically the next boss is going to be a cave troll type thing. So keep that in mind during your donations. But again, we are over top of an endless pit. This game loves pits. And then she's rude. Don't mind her. And we're going to be just trying to climb up and down this castle while we breach in to try to get to the next boss, who is actually underground. So right now we are going up, and then later on we will be going down. So this has a very cool kind of system where like we work all the way up and then we work all the way down. There's a nice little skip here. Again, all the screens are connected. It's one of the benefits of this being a newer classic Ninja Gaiden, is you can do stuff like that and skip a whole section. You're supposed to go all the way to the right, come all the way to the left, come back up here. We don't do any of that. And we're going to do some of that stuff a little bit later in this level too. When in doubt, roll. This section's really cool because you get a whole lot of hypercharges. So if you want, you can just hypercharge through all of these enemies and be like, what's up? Now we are inside the castle, and you can see we have some fire skulls. These will be shooting fireballs at us continuously. We will use that to manipulate a couple of skips. And this level really utilizes enemies as a ladder mechanic. So you'll see that right there, the only way to go up is to actually bounce off of the enemies. I think doubling the game design in that way is super cool, super fun. And this game is just fast-paced, pure action the entire time, which makes it an incredible speedrun to enjoy.
We have both boss name suggestions and some community love when there's a next opportunity to chat.
Right now is good. This is a little skip, but yeah, right now is good.
All right, I'll start with that community love and then get really quick to the boss names afterwards. $25 from Pojo. Good luck, Woadyb, with the in-spider trading. I'm sure the run will go according to clan. Watch out for the water boss. They're the eel deal. Hi, Abusa, and goodbye, Abusa, for now.
That's Pojo, the pun master.
We've also got $50 from Sterling. Congratulations on your second run at GDQ, Woadyb. From myself and your friends in the PD Discord, we are proud to support you and the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Woadyb hype! And folks, we still need your assistance to get that Wear the White Lady mask incentive met for Lies of P. Just like our ninja friend here, we have to make sure that P's identity cannot be guessed. Certainly not with the extravagant mask that we're trying to get him. We are now just passing over $13,000 towards that incentive. Only $7,000 to go, chat. Make sure you go to gdq.gg/donate or drop an exclamation point donate in chat and apply your donation towards the Wear the White Lady mask incentive.
Amazing. I think you said we had some boss names?
Oh, yes, we do. We have one that is, I have to read it because it's funny, even though it's for a previous boss. $25 from Blastin. If the snake's got two heads, I think parkour is great. Par and core.
Fair. Very fair.
And then we have two for the next boss. One of them is boss name. Sorry, this is $5 from Purple Rockstar. Boss name, El Jefe.
El Jefe?
El Jefe, yes.
Okay.
We also have $25 from Candrel. Boss name, my son, you found him.
All right, what do you pick?
Oh, man. My son, you found him.
All right.
Oh, right. The next boss is my son, you found him. Oh, also, we are just about $500 from 1.1 million, chat. If you want to snipe that, now is the time.
Do it, chat. 500 away. I want to hear that. So here you can see we're doing a lot of platforming. My son, you found him, did show up a little bit earlier in the level for a split second, started that cave-in. We're going to be seeing them, and we're going to find them again very soon. And then we are using some of the fireballs and enemies to do a couple of skips here, so like we don't have time to go up the right side. But here we are coming up on the boss. My son, you found him. And this one is a tough fight. It is deceptively difficult with the range and the AoE on some of these fights. It is somewhat scripted, but that does not mean that it is not hard. So we're going to try to do a little bit of stun looping. Again, we are using our hypercharges to get our health down to the lowest level possible. So you can see the spider energy going up and down over there. One thing I forgot to talk about, just didn't take the stun.
Yeah, I did it too early.
Yeah, sometimes the windows for those stuns are very, very tight, so you're watching the animations very closely. One thing I didn't talk about is you get more spider energy by weapon energy, whatever it's called. The pink stuff, we get the pink goo by attacking. So what we're trying to do is spam the sword while we spam the kunai, and you can see in the top left the pink goo is just going up and down constantly as we try to lower our health. You're still good?
Yes.
That little backhand there kills me so often. Okay, this part's a little bit RNG as to, okay, where he comes down and which way he's facing. It's very tough to react to. And if you don't notice, I will point out that there are spikes on the top of the walls. So a lot of people would say, why don't we just bounce off the walls? We can't, because the team thought we would do that and stuck those spikes up there. And it's even worse in hard mode, where I think maybe the entire wall is spikes. I'm not sure. Like I said, I haven't made it this far in hard mode. So again, we're going to work on the stun looping here. So far, it is going excellent. And if we, yes. Yes, 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 yes. There we go. Your son is dead, Woadyb.
My son, you've killed him.
How dare you do that?
Father, help.
$300 to 1.1, everybody.
Come on. $300 is the least we can do for Woady's amazing run. We do have a second donation incentive here, which we are heading into the Pirate Cove. And so I want to hear your hottest takes on Pirates versus Ninjas. And if you think I'm just doing that, the game specifically references Pirates versus Ninjas. Kinji kind of wants to be a pirate. And Kumori is like, why? What do you think? What are you talking about? It's awesome to be a ninja. So if you want to settle the Pirates versus Ninjas debate once and for all, or at least for AGDQ 2026, please go ahead and submit those donations. And we do have another boss coming up as well, which is, I don't even know how to describe it. It is a giant, yeah, I can't describe it. It shoots out weird eggs and stuff. It's a thing.
It's like a squid.
Yeah, it's like, is it a squid? Okay.
We do actually already have at least 2 suggestions for this one.
All right, let's do it.
Here's $5 from IR Cheesecake 82. I nominate that the tentacle boss be named Wiggly Dan.
Okay, so this, to be clear, this is not the tentacle boss. It is another tentacle boss, but not the one I was referring to. So Wiggly Dan is in the lead for the, that's the train boss.
Okay.
But we'll keep that in the back of our head.
So this may also be one for that boss. I'll leave it to you whether you want to apply it to the next one or the tentacle one. $25 from Code Alpha. Oh no, it's Lord Noodle Fury.
Noodle Fury?
Did I stutter?
I think that one's gonna win. Oh, I love it. Y'all are unhinged and I am here for it. So this section, much like you have seen in other levels, we are over pits a lot of the time. There are going to be a very painful set of skips. And by that, I mean there are spikes everywhere and we are gonna go into them. So there's going to be, oh, there we go. We're using the deboosting to just kind of do this. But also the RNG of these platforms, the cycle that they are on, I believe, is a global timer based on when you get here, or at least the cycle seems to be slightly different. The next one will be even harder, but now we are climbing up these dumbwaiter things. I don't know how to talk about anything. I don't know why I'm here. So we're going to grab a little bit more health, and we're going to keep going. As you can see, we are learning about, you know, skeleton pirates that are shooting ghost pistols and barrels of what I can only assume are rum. But we're going to keep just basically deboosting our way through spikes and barrels, and there's always going to be these little dangerous gaps. So we're doing a little skip there using the axe throwers. This is very nice done. Another section here with Kumori. Again, we are going to be trying to do this as quickly as possible to shoot more cannons because this level loves cannons. That is one of the things that pirates have over ninjas is they do get cannons. Although I believe ninjas get, what is the arrow thing? Like, somebody tell me in the donations what the arrow launcher is. And then again, we are using enemies as a ladder. So as you can see, some of them were electrified, so the timing of where you guillotine boost will actually change based on what the enemy is doing. And then we're basically just going to try to do very tight rolls to end up right where we need to drop down without actually touching the enemies, because remember, enemies are lava. But we do have a bit of time for donations if you want to hit us up.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you to Eisenhorn for this $100.
Let's go.
Have to chip in for the Lies of P incentive. A fantastic game all around. We are over $13,000 on that Wear the White Lady mask incentive. In fact, we are just almost exactly at 2/3 through. So make sure you keep us moving forward on that incentive at gdq.gg/donate. Make sure you also get in the donations, because we are a scant few dollars from 1.1 million. And I would love to see that in the next moment or two. So please, while we are almost acquainted with Lord Noodle Fury here, get in those donations on the website or using the Twitch charity tool.
I'm sorry, did you say Fury or Yuri?
This too is Fury.
Okay, Fury.
So this is Lord, sorry, Lord Noodle Fury.
So yes, this is, I guess, the first of our 2 tentacle bosses making an appearance here. One of the things that's really cool about this game is it does often show you a glimpse of the boss before you end up fighting it. So here we have to use the tentacles to bounce around. The tentacles are actually not very kind on their hitboxes, so you can just fall and die if you don't get it like just right. The graphics will mislead you, I promise. But here is Lord Noodle Fury. Yeah. And she, her pattern is somewhat random, somewhat inconsistent, and the AoE on some of the patterns is a substantial size, and they linger is the hardest part. So you'll see some of the lightning balls and some of the swipes, their damage will linger. Now they start bringing out the tentacles that we have to kill, because the tentacles will do a very large slap. Lord Noodle Fury here is not the kindest of bosses. It's given me quite a number of troubles, and oh, okay. That was tight. Very well done. With the guillotine boost just for a little bit of swagger at the end there. Goodbye, Lord Noodle Fury. We will not see you again, but I may have ramen in your honor later tonight.
Also, $80 to the 1.1. Someone please make that happen.
Well, he just gave me a look like, what are you talking about?
I mean, honestly, I was thinking about, I made the ramen joke in my head too, actually.
Okay.
I was like, well, just turn them into noodles.
Okay, this is super fun. This is the battleship level. We have been kidnapped by the federal government, I believe. They've taken our store.
We've been betrayed by the CIA.
Yes, they've taken our store owner captive as well. Somehow they fill their boats with nothing but machine guns and sailors with...
1.1 million!
Let's go!
Thank you, everyone, for helping make a difference with the Prevent Cancer Foundation.
Thank you so much, everybody. That is incredible that we were able to do that. Here is our last chance to go to the store. Again, we are not buying anything. And now we've got, I think, an alien reference with the giant flamethrower. I'm not quite sure. And then these kind of swan dive, if you've played Ninja Gaiden, the regular series, you'll recognize that move as a mainstay of Ryu's arsenal. They are armored. We cannot hit them a lot of the time during those animations, so we are going to be basically deboosting. These kind of riot shield machine gunners are going to be super important and super annoying at the same. Very nicely done on that, grabbing and going up with it. We will be using the machine gun bullets to do a pretty big skip coming up here in a little bit. But first we have to hit some buttons, because this is the worst. That was excellent. I have never done that way. And now I will from the end of time.
Who needs an elevator?
Yeah, I don't know why the battleship is laid out this way. I don't know how you work here, but we're going to be using the machine guns to do a little skip here. We just skipped a huge section of the level, and we are going to keep moving along. And these people who are kneeling will throw grenades. They do hurt a lot because explosions work that way. We're going to keep rolling around here, and we're going to start doing some cargo lifting. And we're just going to keep going through the battleship levels. So now is a great time for any more donations. And in terms of the boss will be a giant series of cannons and machine guns that live on the top of the battleship. So not really a character, so to speak, but you are welcome to name them as well.
All right, so maybe if you got some more robot-themed boss ideas, please get those in. There's at least one suggestion here that I think could work for the ship. Up to you. $5 from Nanners. I think we should name a boss Cuddles.
Cuddles. I mean, I think that's good for the tentacle one.
I'd say the tentacle one might fit
the tentacle one wants to cuddle. Trust me.
Wants a hug. Sometimes you need a hug. Also, thanks to us hitting that $1.1 million for PCF, we only have $100,000 left to go to unlock the bonus game of Donkey Kong Bonanza. And because that is a milestone, every single dollar that you send in is going to help that milestone out. So perhaps consider pushing the Liza P, Wear the White Lady Mask incentive forward even more and help Bonanza and fight cancer all at the very same time.
Thank you so much, everyone. One thing that we quietly didn't point out is this is probably the hardest or second hardest stage in the level. All of those little wire mini noodles, whatever we want to call them, are electrified. You cannot touch them, and it is a very long screen with only a little bit of health and checkpoints in there, and Woadyb made it look easy. I die on that screen a lot. Here is a little bit of a, let's call it a mini boss, but basically we're stuck in here and we have to kill everything. They do come down in a certain pattern, so we do know where they will be and how to kill them. So we should be able to do this fairly quickly, but every time the helicopter shoots another round of machine gun bullets, we will get another set of spawns until the fight just ends. It just abruptly ends because we're going to skip the cutscene and then we're going to fall down a giant hole. You know, stuff that happens. But we're going to be doing this for just a little bit. If we have any more donations or ideas for the boss name.
Oh, we sure do have donations. We actually have responses to that Pirates versus Ninjas
let's go.
question. Here's $25 from an anonymous lover of pirates. Pirates are better because they can laugh maniacally while pirating, while a ninja cannot while ninja-ing.
That is a fair point.
Hot take, thank you. Here's also $150 from the Etsy witch. Speaking of lies, I have a confession. All my spells are store-bought. I don't even have an Etsy.
Oh no.
But that doesn't stop me from donating to the powerful work of PCF. Also, Pirates over Ninjas. Thank you, the Etsy witch.
All right, this is a very tight skip and it's super... Oh. That's
Fine.
okay. So the backup is we ride this up, and it does take all of some time.
The pulley of shame.
Yes, the pulley of shame. So normally you want to try to bounce off of that one thing, but you only get one shot, and it is a little bit randomized as to where it flies. And so if it decides to fly down like it did, you're on the pulley of shame. But as you can see, we're over a pit of death the entire way here, trying to hop over basically everything we can. We are to the boss, though, here in about 10, 15 seconds, if we have any last shots at the battleship name.
Yeah, here you go. $25 from Candrel. Robotic boss name, Electric Fight Orchestra.
That works actually very well. Let's do it. Electric Fight Orchestra right here. We are going to have a series of turrets that are going to open up. You can see all of them in the background. We have to kill each set in a wave, and then enemies will spawn. Where the enemies spawn is also semi-random, and whether or not they give us a hypercharge is semi-random. So here, the turrets will keep shooting at us. Some of them will, lock onto us and shoot at us, and then some of the laser ones will just shoot down and we'll play the floor as lava. The enemies do not typically need to be killed to cycle the next wave, but the more enemies we kill, the more likely we can get a hypercharge like Woadyb just did there. We got one more until the next section. We are saving our Ragebound art for the final one, but you can see how hard it is to get to that top turret. And so here they create kind of an electrified barrier, but we are pretty much out.
There we go.
And that is the orchestra.
Can I hop in with a quick donation?
Absolutely.
$10 from the Meme Machine, now in HD. We've been joking about these boss names, but can we take a second to admire the boss designs and how good Woadyb is getting to and through them? That being said, how about shapes for our boss's name? Yeah, let's hear it for Woadyb, everyone.
We are in another auto-scrolling section, so for about the next minute and a half, we're going to be on a jet ski. Again, not really a risk of death. There are no holes. There are nothing really that can actually do pretty much anything to us. Hopefully I didn't just jinx us into a crash or something, but if we want to do tons of donations, now's a great time.
Oh, it would be my pleasure. We have 3 different name suggestions that I can offer since we now have the next boss being that,
Awesome.
that tentacle one. Here is $25 from King TDN. I propose that we name the next boss a GDQ classic. Dio!
Okay.
Kono Diodai.
Oh, okay.
Alternately, $25 from Eccentric J. Boss name for the tentacle ball, Tentacruel.
Tentacruel, okay. I'm a big Pokemon fan myself.
And one more name for that boss. It could be this $50 donation suggested by Siri. Boss name suggestion for the other tentacle boss, Wiggly Dant, like can't.
Dant, okay, got it. Any preferences, Woadyb, while you have a time to think on this
I
level?
mean, we got time on the tentacle boss. That's not for, it's still a couple stages. We've got 2 bosses before that.
Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
great. So if you want more opinions on what that boss should be named, you should go to gdq.gg/donate or use the Twitch charity tool or hit that exclamation point donate in chat and press that link.
Yeah, our next boss is a mutated soldier with a flame cannon.
It's very almost Akira-like. So it
Yeah,
has
honestly,
like
it's kind of a, yeah, it's giving Kaneda.
Yeah, so it's got it's a super annoying boss. It has a flamethrower. It has a very messed up looking arm. You're gonna see a couple of small versions of them down in the lab further on. But yes, we do have a kind of mutated Akira-like thing as our next boss if anyone wants to go that route. You may see the barbed wire on the side and be tempted to think, what if we just shove our face into it? We can't do that here, unfortunately. We can do a little skip on the elevator if the enemies cooperate towards the top, but here, as you can see, there is no wall on the side. And in earlier versions, if you try that, it will actually soft lock the game. But believe me, I have stuck my face in that barbed wire more times than I care to count, seeing what we could do with it. So right here, if we can get a manipulation, oh, so close.
Yep.
So what we're trying to do is juggle the knife throwers, get them to throw the knives that we can bounce off so we can bounce off into the drone things. It is extremely difficult to get all of those things to line up. We took a good shot at it. This section is super annoying because there will be knives just everywhere, in the air, all the time, and they're basically tracking you. Here, more barbed wire to the face. It is fun. We love barbed wire to the face. Oh, okay. That health got a little tight there. But yes, they will be throwing knives and shooting. You can see the big guys with the staff are going to be shooting lightning bolts at us. Not quite as, oh, very nice. Not quite as good as Moonbeam over there, but they're like mini versions, basically. And then the knives are going to get really annoying because they love to shoot them at us or throw them at us when we are in the air. So they also jump up, and then there's lots of bullets. So if we can manipulate the knives and the bullets into being useful for platforming, because here it's actually required, then that's fantastic. But sometimes they will knock us out of our pathing. These flame things can do weird things to your jump. I've had it kill me and just like knock me off in a stun lock. So very nice that we were able to get through that first one. And let's see here, took the grenade so we didn't have to stand on the fire. Excellent. And we're just going to keep going through this plant. Whew. Yes. So you do kind of have a little bit of iframes on that roll for these, but if you don't space it exactly correct and time it exactly correct, this thing will crush you. It is an instant death. And obviously we are on conveyor belts, so you can see it's moving us backwards, which makes it really hard to get enough momentum and enough speed and distance. This is one of my favorite screens because we get to bounce off of everything. It is slow to climb this giant rope. So if there is something, if there is a drone, if there is a cargo net, we are going to be bouncing off of it. And we're going to do that again here in a little bit. But for now, we're just going to fall down here. Again, no cutscene. And we're going to get into another section where we have to kill all the enemies. So whenever we have some boss names or donations, now's a great time.
Yeah, I also wanted to shout out something that I know we discussed during our practice. So we do have one of my favorite things coming up a little bit later in the game, and that is a train. That is a level, that is a train. So if you want to take part in a very literal donation train, prepare your donations now. Get us some chugga-chuggas, get us some choo-choos, get us some other fun train things. And when we get to the train, we'll have a train donation train.
There we go. So these Jeeps are just annoying. We don't have to kill them. We can kill them, but we don't have to. And then you can see all the little knife throwing and everything. Cutscene, we're randomly on a thing that crashes into a thing. Don't worry about it. We're just going to keep checkpointing here. We're going to skip that. Some of these Kumori gates are entirely not necessary. This section up here is... Oh, no, we're not doing the... Never mind. That's the next level. These are the mini versions of Akira over here. We can just name the boss Akira if you'd like, but if we have any donations, it's about 10-20 seconds till we get to him.
Yeah, there's one here that was actually originally suggested for the Cave Troll, but I think it could potentially work for this as well. $5 from Zephyr Melodus. Boss and suggestion. I suggest Goobert the Third.
Goober?
Goobert the Third.
Goobert. I mean, I'm good with that. He is covered in goo on the back there. So Goobert the Third here is already halfway dead. If we're lucky, we won't see him for very long. But there is a little bit of RNG, and he is deceptively difficult. And there we go. What was that? He's called a third, and it took us about 3 seconds to kill him. So
Goodbye to Goobert.
That might be the cleanest I've ever seen that fight done.
Yeah, that fight used to be pretty rough for me, actually.
That fight is still rough for me. So
We've crested $14,000 towards the Lies of P incentive. Just 6,000 to go.
Now we have the underground lab. This is where we find out all of these, I guess, military personnel have been experimenting on the demons and trying to combine DNA with humans and whatnot. I'm sure there's more extensive lore updates there. I just don't know them. But as you do in basically every plot, the government is doing something terrible with mutant DNA. This is kind of an auto-scroller. Again, barbed wire on the side. You can actually jump up it. It doesn't work that way, though. You can soft lock yourself. We've experimented quite a bit with can we slide into some of these doors, can we do different things, but thus far, it hasn't gone very well. There is, to be clear, this is the restricted route. There is an unrestricted route that does, I believe, play on the original launch day patch and has a number of glitches where you can do some stuff like that, slip into a door and things. I think you can avoid an entire boss battle. We are not running that here today, so we are going to just kind of ride up this elevator. But what's really fun is you can do this. You can jump off of everything. And there's little turrets. I don't know who installs turrets and barbed wire in their military elevator. It's almost like they were expecting us. But and now we start seeing some flying demons. If you remember the harpies from earlier, these are basically the same things. They will be really annoying here in a couple of screens. And then also, as you can see, these shield guys are super annoying as well.
This is also the level before that train, so make sure your train donations are locked and loaded for your chuggas and your choo-choos and your other fun onomatopoeia.
So for this boss, I should have told when we got into the level, it's a giant turtle. But I mean, I think its official name is actually like Bio-Turtle or something. I forget what it is. But if you have turtle-themed names, or Ninja Turtle, whatever it may be, we got a couple of minutes until we get there.
Yeah, make sure to get them in, gdq.gg/donate. There's also a $10 donation that's a bit more broad, I think could work for the turtle. It's from Dashneer. Here's a classic boss name, Big Mac Large Huge.
Big Mac Large Huge? Oh, I love this. This is incredible. So now we're seeing some of the bigger mutants. They have giant axe boomerang things, and they have giant shields. I think it's a pizza cutter, personally. I think it's for an extra large Chicago deep dish. And they're just chucking it at us to make sure we've had enough food as we go through here. But you can see things are getting increasingly more complicated. This section here is notorious. We have to climb these things to get to the top. We are intentionally taking damage to deboost a little bit, but these things are slippery and really annoying, and that was about as clean as it can be done. Here we've got some lasers. You can deboost through these, but it will not be pleasant. And then you see these little saw blades on the sides. Not only are they making it really hard to go up and down, but if you hit them, they become super evil, angry saw blades that will chase you through this section. So we don't even try to guillotine boost because they become twice as bad if you do that. Again, we are cleanly going through these kind of ladder stair sections. Some of the sections you can jump through, some you can't. This is an auto scroller. We have to just kind of hop through these. We will get more enemies and more harpies and things that will come at us, but there's not really a way to do it faster than this. We got about 30 seconds or a minute if we have any more donations.
Oh, of course we do. Here's another name suggestion, $25 from 3 Ducks. Loving the run. You should name this boss after one of the best villains around. Kipper Lily Copperkettle. 2 words, sounds like 4 different dogs. Kipper Lily Copperkettle.
Kipper Lily Copperkettle.
Thank you, 3 Ducks. Here is also a $5 donation from Pick Nasaro. Not sure if we're still debating pirates versus ninjas, but pirates are better than ninjas because Tim Curry has never played any ninjas. He did, however, play a pirate in Muppets Treasure Island.
Very fair argument.
True. Hey, what's a ninja's favorite kind of pizza?
I don't know.
A ninja pizza, one that vanishes quickly without trace.
We do have pizza cutters in this level, as we talked about earlier. We are going to meet a character who I don't even know why she's really in this game, but she just appears here for like the first time.
No, she shows up when with the helicopter in the previous. That's when you first,
Okay.
Yeah, that's when you first meet her.
I skip all the cutscenes for so long that I just don't remember anything anymore. But yes, she's there, and she's basically like, go through the lab. It's this way, you'll get out. So you can see the stage is slowly escalating a lot of the mechanics it taught us earlier. More lasers, more mutants. Here we can only bust through these things by attacking very quickly. Ideally, we will use a hypercharge when the enemies allow us to have one.
Whoops. That's fine.
Another turtle thought, $5 from Sly Dante. For all the Firewatch fans out there, Turt Reynolds.
Turt Reynolds. Oh, you all are coming through with these names. I love it. This is exactly what I hoped when we proposed this. Do you have any favorites as we get close to it?
Not gonna lie, I'm very distracted by the run.
That is fair. I would be too. Audience, somebody shout something out. Hold on.
Crowd, what were you thinking for that turtle boss? Anything jumping out at you from those donations?
I heard Turt Reynolds.
I heard a lot of Turt Reynolds love.
All right, this is Turt Reynolds. This pattern is a little bit RNG. It's going to shoot stuff out of its shell. It's going to swipe at us, and that is pretty much going to be the fight. We can shoot these back into the turtle. We can also dodge them and try to keep our health intact. As you can see, we are always down here. This like fire beam thing, as you can see, kind of sticks a little bit, so it's very difficult. And you can also see we're in a little tiny pocket of protection from those swipes. So here we're going to try to finish it before all the laser balls start coming down, and very clean. And again, remember, the boss does have both a hitbox of its own and an attack where it's swiping down, and we are sitting in like the couple of pixels where it's touching us with neither. All right, this is the train, yeah.
Yep.
We are on the train, people. Choo-choo. Get those donations in. We're not on the train quite yet, but we are in the train station. Let's put it that way.
I will slip in then a slightly late suggestion we got for the turtle. $10 from Sudanro. Turtle boss, you say? How about a classic? Gamera.
Nice.
Yep, very
That's a good one.
All right, we are gonna let, since audience has picked, Woadyb has picked, I have picked, it is now gonna be host choice on the tentacle monster.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm gonna throw you under the train and make you do it.
All right, so just to make sure, we previously had Wiggly Dant as an option, right?
Yep, and there was Cuddles. I'm trying to think of the other ones.
We did also get this $10 donation from Tentacles, which I think is a Greek philosopher or maybe a playwright. Squid Boss equals oodles of noodles.
Noodles. We did already have a noodle name, but
that's
a
true.
Good one as
we
well.
did get our noodles in.
And there was a Tentacruel as well, I remember.
Yes, yes. All right, well, I'll keep thinking while we get some of these train donations going off because they have arrived. Here's $10 from Eric. All aboard! Here's $5 from Sophie Vixen. Trains rights, trams rights, trans rights.
Trans rights.
$100 from Forever Your Angel. The choo-choo shoe, Charlie. Chugga 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 shoo shoo. We've got $10 from Nat Tiger. I've trained for this moment my whole life. $10 sent in to PCF from Nico. 1 ticket for the train. Or was it the train? Or the train? Thank you, everyone, for your train donations. You are keeping us moving forward in the fight against cancer.
Now, we haven't talked about it too much. As you can tell, the train is moving. There are gaps everywhere, and there are a crazy or like wild amount of enemies all throughout the stage. The stage is just incredibly difficult, incredibly precise, and the enemies, of course, they move around, they shoot, they do different things. So Woadyb here is reacting to everything as it comes up. This is a little bit of another section here where we kind of run through the train within the train. So we're going to go inside this train here in a little section. And you're supposed to hypercharge and kind of hit through. We're probably going to just roll like a champ right through everything. And now we're back on the big train. So train within a train. So whoever donated saying train is definitely a train.
Oh, I have to put in this one more belated
Absolutely.
suggestion for the turtle. $50 from Sari, Turtle Boss. Yertle the turtle, oh marvelous he, for he will shoot bullets at all that he sees.
Oh, I love rhymes and poems. And this is where it starts getting even more wild. The enemy numbers start escalating. This is where the game starts trying to tell you it hates you. And it's just going to get worse and worse. Here we're going to do a bit of an auto-scroller, but it is not nearly as easy as the other ones. We have to hang on to this helicopter. This section has been patched a little bit over the last few months to make it a little bit more consistent. But the enemies will come from both sides, and we are hoping to not get hit by any of them, because if you take a hit, you will get knocked off of the helicopter. If you fall all the way off, you will die. You can re-grab if you are hit, but it is not always, depending on knockback and different things, not always a possibility. So while this section is relatively consistent, it is incredibly dangerous.
Thank you to Spy C Mike for this $100 donation. Polar Express looks different from what I remember.
We got another one of our skull collectibles. The game literally forces you to take it.
I could have jumped out of the way.
I guess that's true. You could have jumped. That would be an interesting low percent run. Just no collectibles, no items. Get as low a rank as possible. There was a category, there might still be a category on SRC called Pacifist, where you cannot kill anything in the game except for the bosses that you have to. Now, as we guillotine boost off of enemies, we do typically kill some of them, so it becomes quite ridiculous. We are coming up on the tentacle boss here in just a little bit if you have a favorite pick.
I'm feeling a lot of pressure back here, but I think it's for a good reason. The donations team has a strong opinion, and I'm inclined to agree with them. The tentacle boss is going to be Wiggly Dant.
Wiggly Dant. You know what? If Donations wants to get into this, we can have the Donations team pick a name as well. We do have another boss or two coming up. Let's get everyone involved, tech team, whatever.
All right. So if some of the backstage folks here helping to keep this stream going and raise all this money for PCF want to help out, as we get in the donations, I'll call them out. You'll have to all give your opinions to me. And make sure you all out there, gdq.gg/donate. We still need more suggestions because we are pretty low on boss ideas and we can't pick if there are no options.
So this is Wiggly Dant over here. As you can see, it has an incredibly large hitbox. And so we got a little bit unlucky on the first go where we just happened to touch it. Now the tentacles come out. I don't even know what to call this thing other than Wiggly Dant, but it's got a huge mouth, a lot of arms. It's very kind of Castlevania, Bloodborne thing. But there's a little bit of RNG into it. There's a little bit of a really ridiculous attack pattern. So when it's diving here, it doesn't always dive consistently. And so you have to kind of roll around and react to where it's going. And remember, it has a huge hitbox. So incredibly difficult fight. We're almost through it. And there we go. Goodbye, Wiggly Dant.
Woo!
Decided to go for a bit of a safer strat there. The fast strat on that is very dangerous because of the nature of the boss.
Now soon we are going to end up on a military convoy, and what is a convoy but a train of cars? So we are still available for train donations. Don't laugh at me.
And we enter the final stage.
And we are in the final stage. So we have one last boss fight that the backstage teams can name.
Fantastic. I do have some suggestions here. I would love more chat, so keep them coming. Here we have $25 from Pop-Tarts Ninja. Final boss name suggestion, Icon of Sin.
Okay.
We-
If anyone wants to know what the final boss is, it is basically a giant demon with big hands. So you can think like very Castlevania, like just a giant demon with big hands. There's fire. That's pretty much all you need to know.
Here's also a $5 donation from Kana Rikan. I feel like with all these over-the-top names, the final boss needs to subvert expectations, be unexpected. Something like Jin.
Jin? If we were talking about Jin in the sense of like a mythological demon, that definitely worked here.
No, sorry, this is Jim. Like,
Jim.
Like short for
sorry.
Jimothy.
For some reason, my head was like Tekken. So this is our automobile train. I will say that the walls and the pathing around some of the vehicles have historically been very unforgiving. I've lost a lot of runs just jumping between the cars because here we go up and the kind of placement of the vehicles becomes really a little finicky here. So this is actually a very dangerous spot here. They have updated a little bit, I believe, in the most recent patch, but you can slip in between these cars. And if you do, you start from the very beginning of the car train, and it's like a minute and a half, but we got through it no problem. Now we have another auto-scroller where we are escaping the fire up the walls. Some fire demons will chase us. Well, I guess fire mutants. They're not demons. But we will be in the boss probably a minute and a half from now.
Great, I've got a couple more donations then to send in. Here's $10 from Jarek Andra going to PCF. Ninjas need love too. Pirates say, "Arr." Ninjas say nothing and win. Good job, Woadyb. You got this.
Thank you.
Here are two more boss name suggestions as well. $10 from Eric. Final boss idea, Hans McGee.
Hans McGee.
And $5 from Senor Bob. Final boss name, Woadyb A.
I'm sorry it took this long for a Woadyb A or Woadyb variation joke to be made.
Also, we are very close to $5,000 till we have met that Wear the White Lady Mask incentive. It's so very close. Keep moving on that chat. When you go and apply your donation, make sure you select the Wear the White Lady Mask incentive for Lies of P. Help
right, we're coming
P
up on
get
boss time.
dressed.
Coming up on boss time if we got to pick. And
All
this
right,
is the
all right.
final boss.
Backstage team, I need your decision in the chat for me. Let me know.
Here is our final boss. It is called
Wiggly Dan.
Wiggly Dan. So here, we can only damage the boss by attacking its heart. You can see the ribcage there is going to put up a shield, and it's going to use its giant hands here to swipe at us. It's going to hit down, do a little bit of fire. Obviously, the fire is staying on the ground for a little bit, so we are bouncing off of the heart as much as we can. Now it's shooting fireballs and explosions. This is where it's going to get really mad, and it's going to, what is it going to do? It's not always consistent. It's going to put the shield up. We're going to break that with the rage art here to keep the fight going. This part is super annoying. We're going to bounce around on the heart. We cannot do very much here, so we're going to be dodging this, slipping in the damage where we can, and then we're going to go to the next phase. Sometimes you can phase skip here, sometimes you can't. The damage thresholds are incredibly precise. We are going back to the hands, so now more fireballs coming our way, and the shield goes back up. Here is where we're going to try to break it. Nope, we are getting into the next phase. So now Kumori has to get into the fight, and we're going into the spirit realm, nether realm, whatever, and we are going to try to take this out as fast as possible. Again, Kumori does not have actual health, so we are just going to deboost through everything and do as much damage until we get to the next cycle. We are still shooting from long range, and again, look at the health and the spider energy in the top left. We are on a knife's edge, and here come the hands again. More fireballs. Oh, that was very close. And here we got, we're just here with Wiggly Dan. Just a couple more swipes. This will not be time. We do have an end game credit sequence, and Wiggly Dan is done. That is
Goodbye,
the end
Wiggly
of the
Dan.
enemies. Now you can choose your ending here. One of the characters will get stuck in the nether realm. We're going to leave it to Kinji because Kumori has a ranged attack. We have to destroy these 3 crystals. If they line up really nice like they did there, you can get all 3 at the same time. We are still not at time. We have a forced credit sequence where we're going to run home and tell everyone what happened, and we're going to see the names of everyone who made it. But this section is There's no enemies. It's totally safe.
Yeah.
So if you want to fit in last pirate versus ninja, last anything for this run, now's the time, and then we'll do outros.
Yep, here's one more for you. $5 from Pirates Are Just Loud Wet Ninjas. You're doing great, Woadyb. I can tell your training paid off. And oh my gosh, it did. Folks, can we give a round of applause to Woadyb?
So here we go, probably about another 30 seconds, and then we get home, and that will be when time will be when the cutscene starts here in a little bit.
Yeah, once we lose control of Komori here in a moment, it will be time, and let's see, time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, GDQ, for letting me come back and do another run here on the stage. It's always a blast. Always love doing this. Thank you to all honestly, I'm in so many different speedrunning communities. It's like listing them all would just take forever, but you know who I am and I'm in your community. Thank you so much for having me around and teaching me all sorts of awesome runs, whether it's an RPG or some sort of action-based game. But thank you so much. Did you have any shout-outs you want to do?
Yeah, shout out to the Ninja Gaiden Ragebound Discord community. There are a lot of people in there who have been very actively breaking down this game, many of which are hopefully watching from home. We found glitches together, precise movement. We will break down levels screen by screen. It's an amazing community. So if you're interested in speedrunning this game, like I said before, it is very easy to get into and very difficult to master. Makes it an excellent speedrun game. Shout outs to Woadyb for doing this run, to everyone who is in the audience behind stage, who's been picking names, donating names, and putting up with my stupid ideas. Thank you so much. My name is Queuety. I will be moving to the host desk after this, so you're not rid of me just yet, but that's it from me.
All right, and my name is Woadyb, and find me on Twitch under Woadyb. So, plenty of RPG and action runs in my future. And from there, my time is up, and back to GDQ, and enjoy the rest of the event.